Am I live? All right, let me see if this is working properly. I hope it is. I really, really, truly hope it's working. Where's Brave at? 1 second. Let's see what's going on over here. I don't know if I'm live. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. Okay, I am live right now. Let me drop the link real quick. Go ahead and put some music, a little bit of it. Let's do this. Let's do that. Why is my mic disappearing? That's so weird. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me properly? I don't know if y'all can hear me or not, but if you could hear me, please like say something. I would really appreciate it. Sorry, I was muted. I was muted. Can you guys hear me now? Can you guys hear me now? Let me know if you guys can hear me now. Let me know if y'all can hear me now. I think I was muted. I saw the mic was red. When the mic is red, that means I'm usually muted. But anyways, listen, this was our trade, okay? We were up at the beginning and we got essentially wrecked. I took some profit on BCH right here. We're currently down, but overall, our position histories in the past few days have been okay. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like we're back. We closed Bitcoin on 32,000. This was another position closed at 1,100. We closed another Bitcoin position at $49,000, another Aster position at $7,000. Bitcoin at a 14,000 and another $3,200. So it looks like the charts are finally coming in together. I'm currently in a long right now. I would not panic. I mean, by the way, if you're not in a long, I wouldn't be surprised if we go up from here, maybe to 92,000, 91,500. My current entry on this trade is currently sitting at 90,300. Of course, I'm playing with 25x leverage on Bitcoin Cash. I'm playing with 25x leverage as well. I know you guys can't hear the music. I do have music playing in the background. Let me see if I can get this going real quick. 1 second. All right, I don't know. Oh wait, no, this is not good actually. Let's see this. All right, let me know if you guys can hear the music in the background. But this is what's happening, guys. The stock market opened about 30 minutes ago. I was trying to go live for the longest time when the stock market opened, but unfortunately that didn't happen. If we have a look right here, the S&P 500, we did S&P 500. Doesn't matter where you are around the world. 9:30. It's Eastern time. This is when the stock market opens. It's always gonna have a massive pump and dump. It's gonna get destroyed and. Oh my god, I was short. I was muted again. It liquidates the short, it liquidates the longs, and then pretty much goes back up. The S&P 500 did make an all-time high, but the scary thing about all this right here that's going on is that the S&P is definitely overbought. It's overheated. I mean, if we have a look right here, the monthly time frame, I mean, this thing is just going up and up and up and up and up and up and up. And in my opinion, is a massive bubble coming for the S&P 500. And if that happens, well, how will this affect Bitcoin, right? So this is something we need to talk about over here. Bitcoin Cash is looking pretty good right here on the monthly time frame. It looks like we could make a push to maybe $1,500, which was the all-time high back in April 2021. But let's have a look right here at Bitcoin real quick, and let's have a look at the 1 hour time frame. Okay, so we do have liquidity, a massive liquidity line right here. First of all, we did make a trap right here. This was a bear trap right here where there was some support right here, and a lot of people thought that we're going to come and trickle all the way down. For those of you guys who are in my Discord, or for those of you guys who do DM me, I did tell you guys that we might see 89,300, which is exactly what happened. We saw a nice little fake out. The big question is, are we going to grab this liquidity right here, and can we see a pump all the way to 91,500, which we do have a nice little order block right here. I think this could definitely happen. This is, again, not a regular trend line. This is a liquidity trend line right here, and a lot of liquidity definitely needs to grab in order to essentially go to the upside. By the way, if you guys are not in my Discord, I did drop some few tokens, and I've been dropping some trades, and the trades have been fire. If you guys have been watching it and taking them, obviously, I think we had like 2 losses out of the last 8 trades, which is obviously fantastic. We have been printing. Right now, we are currently in a pretty big loss. I'm not going to lie. But we already took some profit on Bitcoin Cash. At, you know, we made like 2,300 profit, but we're still overly down right here. So if I do close this Bitcoin Cash position, we will be down like $1,000, maybe 800, something like that. Bitcoin trade, I'm keeping it open. I think we're definitely going to have and break this liquidity trend line right here, liquidate shorts. I do think, by the way, that overall we're due and we will come back down on you know, on the medium time frame, not on the longer time frame, but on the medium time frame. I do think we're going to come back down, and the reason why is, if we have a look right here, the total, I told you guys that the 3.21 was going to be a massive rejection. So that's what's happening right here. Subdose, Mike is good. While long you getting to render, killing it. By the way, I'm gonna have a look at render. Yeah, guys, this is my new Shure mic, by the way. Well, it's not new, I got it a long time ago, and I just didn't go live. This is like one of the best mics, so if you guys do see a difference in the mic, that's awesome, because obviously this is a massive upgrade. Like, I think this was like a $450 mic, so that's a pretty big upgrade compared to what I had before. But overall, guys, I do think that the total does come back down and take this massive liquidity right here. This is a massive liquidity that we have been building for quite some time, and in my opinion, on the total, we definitely need to come back and, you know, just kind of like liquidate you know, these shorts right here, maybe even take this low right here. Actually, no, we don't need to take this low right here, but just take this liquidity trend line right here before essentially continuing to the upside. I think that's what's going to happen. Maybe we have a nice little bounce before coming back down, which is why I will be shorting Bitcoin at 91,500. If you guys are in my Discord, I will essentially be giving you guys the trades. But as of right now, I am long, nothing to worry about. And pretty much that's about it. We're going to have to see what happens here in the next few hours. It's very possible. I do think, by the way, if we do come back down below this level, I might close my trade. Maybe 81,000. Let's have a look right here at Bitcoin on the 1 hour time frame real quick. Let's have a look. I think it was 212 to be exact. 212 was my yeah, so we came down to 200 and what was that? 89,242. Yeah, well, I think we're gonna get scammed to 80,000, by the way. I just don't know if it's gonna happen now. I'm keeping my short open. Listen, I did have a short open. I think we took a short right here at $93,000. We made some money on the short. And then I think I closed it right here. We closed it right here because, you know, I was like, okay, it went too fast. I should have opened right here, but I didn't. And I think I opened my long like right here around this area, but a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. But I told, and I did say that 90,300 was going to be the target for the short, and that's pretty much what happened. But we're gonna have to see. Keeping your short open, depending on where you got in, is not a bad idea. I mean, we are below the EMA ribbons on the 1 hour time frame. You guys can see every time we are above these EMA ribbons, we're bullish. When we're below it, we're pretty bearish. And you know, depending if you have a look at, you know, the bigger time frames or not, such as the 4 hour, I mean, we did blow right past it. And I think the daily we're below it too. Yeah, on the daily we are It looks like this is another fake out, kind of how we saw right here. This could be a dead cat bounce, kind of how we saw back in Monday, October 27th or the 27th of October, kind of how we saw right here. Every time we essentially come back and peak above these EMA ribbons, we essentially nuke down. This is exactly what happened. Not only do we have the massive bearish order block, but we also have a massive rejection right here, resistance. 85,000 today. I don't know if 85,000 will happen today. I really don't know. I really don't know. Anything is possible, 100%. But you know, again, I don't know. I don't know if 85,000 happens today. That would be fantastic for you shorters. I am long, but I just don't know if that's gonna happen. Maybe tomorrow, maybe after tomorrow, maybe by the weekend. Who knows? Who knows what these market makers will do? But here's the thing. By the way, guys, join the VIP. It's free. The VIP is completely free. Okay. By the way, something that I do want to say is that if the S&P starts to dump, okay, which is probably the most important thing right now. If the S&P 500 starts to dump, this is when it's going to be bad news bears for us, okay? S&P 500 is looking overheated. It's looking overbought. I mean, this thing has only been going up and we haven't seen a proper correction, okay? If this is the top, okay, I could definitely see a 50% retracement on the S&P 500. Why is this going like that? I could see a 50% retracement right here on the S&P 500. Okay, this is the extension. Sorry, right here. The Fibonacci's are right here. By the way, make sure you guys like this live if you guys haven't. I could definitely see the S&P 500 coming back down to $5,900 if this is the top for the S&P 500. I mean, we saw the same thing happening, I believe, from bottom to top right here. I think we saw the S&P coming down. Look, if I take this from the bottom to the top, the S&P 500 came back down and retested the 50% retracement right here. So we always come back and retest the 50% retracement on the S&P. We could see it right here from the bottom to the top. 50% retracement right here on the S&P 500. If I take it from the bottom to the top, 50% retracement right here. And then, of course, from the bottom to the top, assuming this is the highs right here, we could definitely make a massive you know, retest to the 50% at 5,900, which is a very interesting target. And of course, if this does happen, we could definitely see Bitcoin nuke. But we're gonna have to see what happens, guys. We're gonna have to see what happens. I don't know what will happen. I am not a guru, of course. We're gonna really have to see what happens overall in this market. I mean, this market has been very shaky. It's very possible, by the way, that when the S&P 500 does dump, this is when market like, you know, Bitcoin will essentially take over. So we're gonna have to see what happens. But something that I do want to have a look at is, of course, the Bitcoin dominance. The Bitcoin dominance has been shooting up, you know, on the shorter time frames, like on the 1 hour time frame. Altcoins have been absolutely getting destroyed right now. So hopefully we could see that reversal happening very soon. By the way, like I said, if you guys want to have access to BYDFi and join my VIP, the VIP is free. All you have to do is trade on BYDFi and put your UID right there. You could get a bunch of bonuses, by the way, and a bunch of, you know, you get a bunch of shit. Let's just say that you can get a bunch of cool things. Am I positive on Bitcoin? No, I'm not positive on the Bitcoin trade yet. But there, you could get a $2,000 bonus if you deposit $20,000, which I'm sure a lot of you guys have. So make sure you guys sign up with BYDFi. Link will be in the description below or pinned to the live chat. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. This is going to be a short live today. I wanted to essentially go live at 9:30 a.m. but of course I did not get a chance. I was trying to start the stream for like 30 minutes. It did not work. I don't know why it didn't work. If you guys have not liked this stream, make sure you guys like this stream. But pretty much that's what's happening. This is our trade right now. We're currently in profit on Bitcoin Cash trade. We're down 3.13% on our BTC trade. And pretty much that's about it. All right, Zcash. Let's have a look at Zcash. That is, ooh, the Bitcoin dominance is shooting. That's not good. Is Bitcoin pumping right now? Ooh, yeah, Bitcoin is pumping a little bit. Bitcoin dominance is attempting to shoot right here. That's not good. All right, Zcash right here. Zcash, listen. Zcash, I'm expecting this to pump a little bit more, and then nuke again. I don't know if we're going to see a V recovery shape on Zcash right here, but it's looking pretty ugly. On the daily time frame, it looks like we're most likely going to retrace back to 454, and we're probably going to have a hanging man candle, kind of like how we saw on Bitcoin right here 2 days ago. So these candles tend to happen a lot right here, where you come down, reject. People think this is a bullish candle, but this is a hanging man candle, and we essentially come back down. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin starts to essentially pump from here, and then, you know, Zcash starts to pump, and then we essentially have a massive reversal from there. I would not short Zcash. I would not long Zcash. I would just get out of it. If I were you guys, I would long Bitcoin. Make sure you guys long Bitcoin. Make sure you guys long Bitcoin Cash right here. We're currently up 2.44%, $925 on Bitcoin Cash. Like I said, we've been taking some fantastic trades so far. We were minus $20,000, by the way, on this at the beginning of this live on Bitcoin, and we're currently down $3,200. So that is a pretty decent trade in my opinion. We're looking pretty good so far. But of course, it's still the beginning. Bitcoin is going up. Let's say S&P 500 is also pumping as well. I mean, obviously, that's a big reason why, you know, Bitcoin's going up, because the S&P 500 right now is shooting. But the big question is, how much will the S&P 500 sustain? Because the second the S&P 500 pulls back, Bitcoin does pull back as well. So you guys can see right here, S&P 500 is down minus 0.05, and then Bitcoin is down minus 1.21. Okay. Yeah, I do have a long on Bitcoin Cash. I had a long on Bitcoin Cash at the beginning of this live. I was actually down $4,000, and I'm up right now $804. Okay. By the way, our account, guys, is up $147,000 right now, 1.65 Bitcoin at the very moment, which is looking pretty darn good. But yeah, I did say long Bitcoin Cash. I mean, I said in the group to long Bitcoin Cash yesterday, and pretty much yeah, I mean, we went up like crazy, we went down like crazy, we took some profits, we got wrecked, we got rejected, we got faked out. There was a lot of shit happening, so we're gonna have to see what happens, and pretty much that's about it. And yeah, that's, you know, that's what's happening right now. We're gonna have to see how you know, if this Bitcoin pump can essentially, you know, hold, if the S&P 500 pump can hold. If we have a look right here on the 3-minute time frame on the S&P 500, it looks like it's, you know, trying to get rejected or trying to come back down, kind of like how Bitcoin is doing right now. So S&P 500 is probably the king, unfortunately. If the S&P 500 dumps, Bitcoin is, you know, crypto is most likely going to dump. You guys can see right here, S&P 500 on a 3-minute time frame is turning red. Bitcoin on a 3-minute time frame is turning red. And then Bitcoin Cash on the 3-minute time frame is turning red. So all the S&P 500 is either stay still. If the S&P 500 manages to stay still, we're only going to go up from there. Kind of like how, in order for us to see an altcoin season, we want Bitcoin to stay still. We don't want Bitcoin to be fluctuating up and down. We want BTC to stay still in an altcoin season. So pretty much this is what is happening right now at the moment. And yeah, guys, like I said, if you guys want to sign up with BYDFi, make sure you guys sign up. You know, the link's in the description below. I'm gonna go ahead and send you guys the link to BYDFi. You can get some pretty nice bonuses right here on BYDFi, and you can get access to my VIP chat. And pretty much that's about it. So this is Bitcoin. Bitcoin is green while the S&P 500 is red. Bitcoin Cash is green too. It looks like we're having a nice little recovery right here. On the 3-minute time frame, I don't like to do TA on the 3-minute time frame, but it looks like we did break out right here off this you know, resistance right here. If Bitcoin Cash can keep on pumping, that's going to be very bullish. On the 1-hour time frame, it looks like we are breaking out. We still have 48 minutes. I do want to say that we still have 48 minutes until the 1-hour candle does close. We did have an ugly 1-hour a beautiful 1-hour candle close on this massive breakout right here before having a massive pump and dump, which was unfortunately very unfortunate for the market. So pretty much that's what's happening right here. But let's have a look. The total, yeah, it looks like are we positive on our Bitcoin long? Yeah, we are. We're officially positive. So if you guys took the trade when I was minus $15,000, you probably would have been in pretty big profit right now. We're currently up $2.2 thousand on our Bitcoin trade. On our Bitcoin Cash trade, we're up 14%. We're up 14% on our Bitcoin Cash trade, which is looking pretty good. Most of our margins is on the BTC trade right now, which is looking pretty darn good at the moment. 1 second. What else? Yeah, if you guys have any questions, make sure you guys, you know, feel free to ask away. You know, don't be shy, obviously. But we definitely need to take this liquidity right here. We definitely need to take this liquidity right here on Bitcoin. I don't know if we get rejected right here. We still have a lot of time left before this 1-hour candle closes. Okay, so the fact that this is happening at the beginning of the 1 hour is a little bit annoying, because that means there's a lot of time for it to get rejected. And it looks like, as you guys can see right now, we are attempting to get rejected. I don't know if we're going to get rejected. It's very possible we blow past it, go all the way to 91,500, which is my current target at the moment. If I do make a TP right here on 91,500 for Bitcoin, this gave us approximately $39,000 profit, which is pretty freaking good if you ask me. And then 89,200 is going to be our stop loss. I will be exiting at 89,200 for BTC. So that's what's happening right now at the moment, guys. Nothing too crazy, obviously. Still in the Bitcoin Cash trade, obviously. Let's have a look. Let me refresh this real quick. The market has been insane. The market has been insane. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a crazy market. A lot of volatility, a lot of nukes, a lot of pumps, a lot of dumps. Pretty scary. Bitcoin right now is trying to reject this. Let's see if the bulls are pretty strong enough to essentially pump this back up. Let's have a look at DEX tools. Let's see what's going on with Wind, guys. Wind token. Are we back? Are we at 30? Are we at 25? Where are we right now? We're currently sitting at 40.55. For those of you guys who don't know, and for those of you guys who are not in my VIP, all you have to do is sign up with BYDFi. I call this token at like 900,000 market cap. This thing is absolutely skyrocketing. I mean, we're looking at a 316% pump. I'm like a top 20 holder of this token. So I'm not going to be selling until at least $90 million. And the reason why is if we have a look right here on, not on this, but all right, I'm not going to go ahead and chill it, but I'm not going to go ahead and chill the token, but there's only 75%, 24% of the circulating supply. That's all I want to say. So there's going to be a massive supply shock, in my opinion. These are our current trade right here. Let's have a look. 1 minute, 15 minutes, nothing too crazy. Maybe we do break out. I don't know if we're going to break out in this live. I don't know if we're going to break out this hour, but I do think that we should. If we do have a closure on the 1 hour time frame, I mean, this is going to validate the breakout for sure. And we're going to go ahead and, liquidate some. We're probably going to liquidate some shorts and then, head back down maybe to 80,000, 83,000, 81,000, etc. So we're gonna have to see what happens. I'm not saying 91,500 is the exact target. It could definitely be this order block right here at 93,800. I don't think we go this high, but we're definitely gonna see something like that. We're gonna see something like that. I don't know how high we go, but as of right now, our long stance, we're gonna keep long until further notice. Until further notice, we're gonna keep long, fam. There's a place for you and me in the kingdom of the sea. Digital. Okay, let's see if Bitcoin breaks out 90,400. All right, up 2.5%. Like I said, we are at 25x leverage, so I am looking for at least a 1.2% return. Regular return, by the way, not like I'm looking for a 1.2% pump on Bitcoin, like the regular chart, without the leverage, obviously. That would give us approximately a 30% gain off $122,000, which is, like I said, $40,000, $39,000, $38,000 approximately. But we do need to break that big resistance right here on the 1 hour time frame. Hopefully this is not just another liquidity and we do something like that and then pump back up. Anything could happen. This could definitely happen. So this is a On Bitcoin Cash, it's a $512,000 position, and then on Bitcoin, it's a $3 million position. Those are what the positions are at the very moment for my longs. Bitcoin Cash is looking good though, 635.37. I think if we get to 90,800, I think if we get to 90,800, yeah, I think that could be good. Economic news today. Let's go check Forex Factory. That's a good call actually. Let's have a look right here. Let's go on calendar. 1 second. I had oh, it's on my other browser, whatever. I had another saved up no, we don't have anything crazy happening today. This is pretty much the saved one where I don't have the yellow ones because it's not so important. I did filter it out because I know the yellow has a low impact, but I guess you could put the yellow ones. No, you see, I don't want to see low impact events, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply filter right here. We had the CPI happening for China and the PPI, but I don't know how crazy this is. This is a low impact event or medium impacted event. We did have unemployment claim a couple hours ago. The previous was 200,000 and then the actual was 208. Tomorrow we have unemployment change for Canada. For Canada, we have average hourly earnings month over month for USD. Non-farm employment change is good. There's going to be a lot of volatility around this area. Unemployment rate, there's going to be a lot of volatility. And then probably deuce 2 also, because these are all high impacted events. I don't know why the Canadian one is high impacted. And then Tuesday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, obviously nothing is happening. Tuesday, we do have ADP weekly employment change. I believe that this should be a high impacted event. I don't know why it's orange. I believe this is going to be red. We also have core CPI. I will be going live for that. CPI month over month, CPI year over year. I'm going to be going live on that. Of course, Wednesday, I'm going to try to go live for core PPI month over month, core retail sales month over month PPI. But this week, it's over. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. After that, it's a weekend. Nothing too crazy is going to happen. Let's have a look at Bitcoin right now. It looks like Bitcoin is pushing. It looks like we are attempting to break this resistance right here. Hopefully, this is not just another fake out. Bitcoin Cash is looking good, sitting at 636. Let's have a look at our positions right now. We're currently up 4K and 2. So, yeah, we need to see a breakout right here. We need to see a breakout, maybe on the 30 minutes to get some more confirmation. Maybe we also consolidate right here. That would be, I would not be upset if we consolidate right here on Bitcoin, if we do something like that. And then towards the end of the hour, we essentially pump to the upside. I'm not going to be upset if this happens. Still dreaming of that 85. Bitcoin Cash, it looks like we have a nice little clear breakout, kind of like the same thing happening right here. But like I said, hopefully this could be a strong 1 hour candle, and hopefully we don't get wrecked. I mean, that's all I could really say. S&P 500 is kind of still in the in the last 10 minutes. I mean, we've just been like kind of consolidating. Bitcoin as well. Hopefully we don't nuke to the downside, and Bitcoin Cash as well. Bitcoin long, man. Yep, I am in a Bitcoin long right here. This is currently in profit. Well, now I'm not in profit anymore, but you see what I'm saying? The S&P 500 takes down a little bit and we just nuke to the ground. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, if we can consolidate here till the end of the hour. Yeah, if we can consolidate here till the end of the hour, that's gonna be super good. That's gonna be super. Yeah, that's gonna be nice. We have to consolidate it here till the end of the hour. By 11 a.m. we could see a pump to the upside. I would realistically like to see a consolidation here. I would like to see a consolidation here and then, you know, explode towards the end of the hour. Have that confirmation at the end of the hour. This is what I want to see. Have the confirmation at the end of the hour. But I'm currently long, guys. I'm currently long at the moment. Okay, we're pumping 6.2k so far. Guys, I'm going to try to run this account $1 million. I'm currently sitting at 157k. Position history have been pretty good. We've been making some nice trades right here. As you guys can see, 30 minus 1k, plus 49, plus 7, plus 14. We've been making some nice trades right here overall. With the two biggest gains were on Bitcoin. There were two shorts, 32k and a $49,000 short on Bitcoin. We did have a long right here, but we closed minus 1,134. I didn't like the setup and I ended up closing it and then reopened the short, and the short ended up being fantastic. Then Aster long, obviously we could have taken more profit on that, but we didn't want to be greedy. $7,000 and another Bitcoin short. So the last three big trades were actually shorts, which is actually impressive. Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. Our positions right now for Bitcoin, 6.394 for Bitcoin Cash, 10%, 2.6 at the very moment. S&P 500 is looking okay. Bitcoin is down 0.93 of the day still. On the 1 hour, it looks like we are trying to break out, like I said, of this area right here. If we do have a look right here at the RSI, we are seeing a bullish divergence on the RSI playing out. So we are seeing a lower low right here on the chart, and then we are seeing a higher low on the regular RSI. So we are seeing a nice little bullish divergence happening right here. Hopefully, if we have a breakout, maybe on the 30-minute time frame, we could have a smaller, shorter time frame confirmation. The more candles we close above, or you know, the 30 minutes and the 1 hour, that could be a nice follow up. The better chance we have of reaching $91,500, which could be a nice area for short. Let's have a look right here. The 50% retracement is sitting at 91,665. So my target is 91,500 because I just feel like 500 is more like, I don't know, it just makes more sense. But I guess we did wick right here. So 90,665 could be a good area to short BTC again, which is approximately 1.31 from here, 1.31% from here. We're gonna have to see what happens. We're gonna have to see what happens in the next few minutes, guys. Check BTC in the 4-hour trend line. I think we see a good long soon. Bitcoin on the 4-hour time frame. BTC 4-hour. I mean, maybe. I think what would happen is that like we close this candle like this, maybe a little bit higher. And then the next candle, we push to 90,600 and then we start trickling down again. I think this is what will happen essentially. Guys, I'm not a guru. I really don't know what happened. Any crazy thing could happen that could essentially rally this to $120,000. We get good news. We get positive news. We could get interest rate cut by literally 50%. Who the hell knows? Like I personally don't know what will happen, but one step at a time. Let's see what happens here. What? So this is a nice little breakout right here. I mean, if you want to count the wicks, you could do something like this. If you want to count this wick right here, If you want to count this wick right here, this could be. But it looks like Bitcoin is really pushing. It looks like we're pushing to close the 30-minute candle above it. This is a 30-minute candle. It looks like we're really pushing. It looks like we're really pushing above it right here, which is looking pretty good on the 30-minute candle. Let's see if we get that conversation. Let's see if we get that confirmation right now. We do have 1 minute and 9 seconds left for Bitcoin to confirm that breakout to 91,500. What up, what up, what up? All right, so we closed the 30-minute candle above it. Now all we have to do is wait for the 1 hour confirmation, which is 30 minutes from now. But the 30 minutes is good. It looks like we are above also on the regular RSI. It looks like we are above the 50%. I mean the 50, yeah, we're above the 50 on the RSI, which is good. We want to be above 50. We don't want to be below 50. But let's see what happens. I mean, very possible we come back down below it. Let's see what happens here. You want short here? You could short here. Personally, I don't want to short this. I'm still long. I'm gonna keep my long open. I'm gonna try to, you know, my stop loss is gonna be right here at 89,160 if we break this loss. I mean, we do have a bullish divergence also right here on many time frames. Actually, on the 1 hour and 30-minute time frame, we do have two bullish divergence happening right here. 90,429. We're still profiting on our BTC trade. S&P 500 is, I don't want to say it's dumping, but we are pulling back a little bit. It looks like it looks like it's doing some sort of Bart Simpson pattern where it's, you know, wants to come back down. If this does happen, you could expect Bitcoin to nuke. Yeah, if the S&P 500 comes down, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if BTC nukes, unfortunately. So let's see what happens here to, you know, S&P 500. Let's see what happens to Bitcoin. Let's see what happened to BTCH or BCH. And pretty much that's about it. 30 minutes Bitcoin. This is 30 minutes on Bitcoin right now. I mean, honestly, yeah, honestly, like if I could trade the S&P 500, I probably would. But yeah. All right, so it looks like we're pumping right now. 90,586 at the moment. 622. Our positions are in profit right now at the very moment. We're up $10,000, close to $10,000, 7.3%. On Bitcoin right now, 8%, sitting at 90,615. That could be a nice little confirmation and a fake out to 91,500 before taking the short, guys.
Short and bald, and a former weightlifter, and I'm not trying to say bad, but I'd rather be taller and younger. All of the testosterone in my body went to the wrong place.
I mean, a Rolly dose, like a Rolls Royce.
I'm about to ask. I am tired of this.
You like Rolls Royce? I was never a fan of these cars, you know. Let's see what happens here. Things might get boring in the next few hours or next. I'm probably going to be on this live for the next 26 minute ish. See where this daily candle closed, and then the rest I'm obviously going to update you guys on Discord. If you guys are in my free Discord, I'm definitely going to update you guys on Discord. Let's see what happens here. Let's see, where's the S&P 500. Yeah, S&P 500 right now is attempting to go down. That's the this is the issue that's going on right now. Oh, Rolex.
I'm the happiest guy. I'm never angry. You see this look in my eyes.
6920. I'm just gonna keep an eye on S&P 500 right here. Look at that, we're nuking, and then Bitcoin's nuking. Look at that, going down.
Don't wanna end it. They all ask me
It's funny how when the S&P 500 drops down, Bitcoin just nukes like 0.4%, and then altcoins will nuke like 0.5%. It's literally insane, or more than that. Like, look at that. This little dump right here just nuked Bitcoin 0.2%. Like, what? Look, minus 1.06, 1. 0.09. S&P 500 is coming down. Our trades are back in negative, of course. S&P 500 is dumping. Bitcoin's dumping. This is BTC right here, following the exact same thing as the S&P 500. Bitcoin Cash looking pretty good, but it's probably gonna end up, you know, following it too. S&P is nuking, of course. Yeah, actually, I have to say Bitcoin's holding pretty well. Bitcoin's holding pretty well in this S&P 500 like dump right here. Bitcoin's holding nicely. I'm not gonna lie, Bitcoin's holding nicely.
just bring me to life. A force that
All right, like 23 more minutes. We're gonna see if this where this 1 hourly candle holds. It looks like right now this is just a big fake out. On a 30-minute time frame, 30-minute time frame still looks good. 1 hour still does look good, but if the S&P 500 keeps on dumping, that's not going to be good news for our longs, obviously. But we're just gonna have to be patient and see what's up here in the next 22 minutes. See how's the win token going? Win. Okay, 39.81. Like, I'm not upset. I'm not upset with 31.80, 39.78. Guys, this token, like, the circling supply is not what it says it is. Okay, so the reason why I'm invested in this crypto, the reason why I'm invested in this token is because the market cap is not really 3.96. The liquidity is good for the market cap being less than that, in my opinion. The market cap is probably at $1 million right now. And the reason why I'm saying this is because if we have a look at the holders, 45% and another 5% are locked. So we got already 50% of the tokens that are locked. Okay, 26.67% belongs to James Wynn. Okay, for those of you guys who don't know who James Wynn is, he's the big Twitter influencer with 450 or 80,000 followers. Okay, now obviously you might say this is a little bit stressful, this is a little bit crazy. Yes, he's holding 26%. He could definitely nuke it to 0, but you could see right here that James Wynn has contact with Weeks, MEXC. MEXC is known to essentially pump tokens to the fucking moon. You know, he essentially, you know, MEXC, they're not gonna ruin their reputation, because a lot of people are just not gonna trust James Wynn anymore, and he promotes MEXC, right? So they're not gonna want to ruin a good reputation, right? So MEXC is most likely gonna pump this. It's most likely not gonna be a rug anytime soon. Will it end up getting rug pulled? Maybe in the future, yes, 100%. Every token ends up getting rugged, right? But I don't think it's gonna rug anytime soon, and I still think this can, you know, go up, right? So you already have 45 plus, you have 50%. You got approximately 76.67% of the circling supply already held. Okay, so this leaves with another 24%. So the supply shock is gonna be massive. Okay, then you have the pump fund AMM. Okay, then you have the pump fund pool, which holds 2.73%. You got MEXC holding 2.14%, and then you got a bunch of other holders, you know, holding, you know, even less than 1%. Okay, and then James Wynn, from every volume and every, you know, the more volume there is, obviously, the more buybacks are gonna be, the crazier the buybacks are gonna be, right? So the more volume there is, the more buybacks he could do, and the more supply he could hold, right? So that's pretty good. The fact that he could hold supply, I mean, listen, I don't trust the guy. He's rugged a bunch of cryptos, but I do think that this could run. I do think that this could run. I'm not saying put in your whole life savings. Like, I put in like $2,000-$3,000, and I think I could make a solid $80,000-$90,000 from it. I really do think. So, you know, it's up to you. At the end of the day, do your own research, do your own due diligence. You know, don't invest too much, don't go crazy. But so far, it's a nice 4x from here, and it's looking pretty juicy. And you know, that's all I have to say. All right, Bitcoin, going back to Bitcoin right now, 90,585, looking pretty good. Currently up 7%. Bitcoin Cash up 13%. Bitcoin Cash currently sitting at 637.69. That's the mark price. Margin ratio, both 16%. These are that's a $3.1 million position on Bitcoin, and a $515,000 position on Bitcoin Cash. Looking pretty good, both of them. We did take some profit on Bitcoin Cash, 2,217. Let's see what happens right here. We do have, like, yeah, we got approximately 18 minutes left before the, you know, the hourly closes. So we're gonna have to see what happens here. But I think we are in good hands for a nice little pump. I'm not gonna lie, we are in good hands for a nice little pump. We're gonna have to see what happens. Hopefully we could start shooting from here.
Step by step, we ride, we climb through the dark.
But yeah, I'm not planning, like, even if Wynn does come back, like 30%, like, we're still at 3 million market cap. I'm probably gonna buy. I'm gonna buy every dip. I'm gonna buy every dip. Like, I bought on this dip right here. I bought on this dip right here. By the way, I had no idea this was gonna be the bottom. I got really lucky, and pretty much that's about it. So I bought originally right here, like right at $1 million market cap. It was taking some time, but we essentially shot up eventually. Then I bought on the first dip. I bought on the second dip. And if we do come back down to 3 million, I'm probably gonna buy, and I'm just gonna keep on buying these dips. I'm gonna start feeding it little by little, and yeah, I mean, pretty much that's about it. I'm gonna feed it. I'm not gonna start throwing like thousands and thousands of dollars, but my notional investments, or my first and initial investments, I should say, was $2,500–$3,000, and I've been buying 500 on every dip. So I'm just gonna keep doing that, and pretty much that's about it. On Win token. Bitcoin, a little bit slow. Bitcoin is bears are trying to, the bears are trying to essentially hold this, in my opinion. They're trying to hold it. Let's see what happens here.
Deep and low, it goes right. The rhythm flow, every heartbeat syncs with mine. Lost in sound, beyond the time. Feel the earth, it pulls, it holds. Through the fire, story unfolds. Into the light, into the light. We're soaring high.
All right, so we're about to close 45 minutes. Yeah, we got, so 75% of the candle is done. We got another 25% coming in. It's going to be the last 15-minute candle of the hour of, 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. Sorry, currently 10:44 a.m. Eastern time. In about 11 seconds, we're gonna start the new 15-minute candle, which is gonna be quite an interesting candle. It looks like this could be the start of a reversal though to the downside, but I'm not banking on it just yet. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if we get a nice little pump. 30 minutes, still active. We're still above it. 1 hour, we're not. So let's see what happens here in the next 15 minutes.
Sunrise whispered across the land. A golden thread in my open hand. The earth hums soft, a gentle call. I stand so small, yet I feel it all. Beneath the sky, so wide, I swear, chasing shadows, light and play. Eternal horizon, pull me near. I lose my fear, I disappear. Eternal horizon, endless blue. I see the world, I see you. Footsteps fade into the sand. The tide erases where we stand. Waves are talking, ancient tune, singing secrets to the moon. The wind it moves
All right, guys, I'm back. We got like 10 minutes left. Let me remove this real quick. Yeah, we have like 10 minutes left until this happens. We're still in profit. Our Bitcoin cash position is in profit, but Bitcoin is looking a little bit shaky right here. It looks like the 1 hour is getting rejected at the moment. It looks like this could be a big fake out to trap longs. But let's see. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens here in the next 11 minutes or so. We got still 10 minutes and 14 seconds left. I'm gonna probably update you guys on the Discord. Yeah, I'm gonna update you guys on the Discord, but I think we should see that rally all the way to 91,500. I think that's what's gonna happen, and I'm gonna take a short stare. So guys, make sure you guys join VIP. Make sure you guys join BYDFi. You could get a $20,000 bonus. I mean, a $2,000 bonus if you deposit $20,000. The links are in the description below. The links are in the Discord. The Discord is free. The VIP is free as well, as long as you sign up and trade on BYDFi. I'll catch you guys in my next live. I promise, like I said, I'm going to start going live more often in 2026. I did do a few lives, but no one was on it. I didn't drop it on the Discord, but I will start publicizing it on the Discord. Peace out, guys. Thank you guys for joining, and I'll catch you guys in my next live.